I'm going to teach you guys something about this mess. Now, I know the bottom of the fender is not bolted in, but I'm not worried about that. That's for a specific reason. Whenever you seem to encounter these old trucks, and I wouldn't worry about this. This is fiberglass to make sure the wing mirrors, the stainless mirrors stay good and tight in there. Those are nuts. They're put in with a hydraulic crimper. I wanted to show you another hydraulic tool, because all you guys and all you rookies that buy these trucks, this is a #1 leading question when I was a kid. Okay, stuff like this had meaning because you just couldn't do it with physical manpower, and especially when you're a skinny kid. I was probably one of the skinniest runts there ever was, but gravity took over here. Like I said, I have a medical issue I got to get to. This is a Porta Power, they call them. There's some that are hydraulic, which are the worst, actually. These hand pumps, I should say there's some that are pneumatic. These hand pumps are just regular, like a floor jack, and you can control them versus the air-driven ones. They'll distort something so quick. Just two little pumps, because you couldn't pull that front cross the frame member there, the radiator support member, the front support. You couldn't pull that in position, because we have to do the same thing on the other side. The body's a little close. See our crash. See how it's wider at the bottom? Our crash feature, where this truck was pushed back, took over, and I got to fix that. This is something that you're going to encounter all your time working on these trucks, not to mention this fender has to go up, and we're going to solve that probably with the Porta Power from underneath or from the ground. Those hydraulic things, they work. The hydraulic tool is just like a jack. This is another thing. These fenders are made in foreign lands anymore. I try to get the better product and I still get hosed every time. Then I still have to take my taps and make sure my bolts will fit, because there's nothing like struggling trying to pull something some way by hand and trying to get the goddamn bolt in. It wears you out. That's why this tool is perfect, and this is one of the older ones. Brian, I guess I'm going to buy this off of Brian. We have another large job. We're setting up the other shop, and we have some fairly large jobs that are going to come in. That's it, 4 tons. I can't beat that thing. And this one is one of the old styles that has every attachment you're ever going to use. Just like for door jams, this is for the bottom of the fender or a frame. It actually has the that's a compression tool where something's pressed together, like the fender. If you're going to try to get it and get bolts and just, you know, tear off the panels and stuff, these tools, they help. So I'm hoping I'm going to help you guys. You've seen just 2 pumps. I got to go like a half a pump more, and then I can tighten those bolts down, and that's where we want to be. And then I'll shove the fender back by hand on the bottom. I might actually even let that out a little bit. That's just, it seems like it's a bit much, but it was contacting the door, and now I didn't finish the doors. They have to be finished. There's some sanding flaws, and that's what we're going to do with the rest of the day once the front end here is where I want it. You're only going to get something so good, especially with one of these old ones that's been hit, it's been tinkered with and screwed with and re-screwed with. The doors are now operating. You guys see me getting, after the rainstorm with the day before, the rain was still pissing on my head. I replaced the bushings and the pin and the bottom hinge and everything, and I still tell people to lift up on these doors. Please lift up on them. This one particularly bounces around, and that's just a product of age. That's actually the door itself. They were a very light door, and the hinges were not very well thought out by the engineers. So that's where we're going to go, is we got to jack this fender up and shove this one a little forward, and then we're going to work and continue to work on that one over there.